All right. Shalom, shalom, family. It's Divine Prospect, Kingdom Harbinger Ministries, and we live on another Freestyle Friday session. This is a weekend review. So I'm going to touch on a couple of things that transpired the past week and chat with y'all for a little bit. And then I got to get myself prepared for this flight in the morning. All right. So you could definitely go ahead and share this link. So many people hit me up and was like, man, what happened to you last weekend? And there was a lot going on. So I was able to do a live session last weekend. So I'm trying to squeeze one in right now. I should be sleeping right now. I get up in a couple hours. But I'm going to talk on a few things real quick and then I'm going to be out of here. All right. So I want to say shalom to the family out there, or Shabbat shalom to the family out there. Peace to my other family out there as well. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully y'all enjoying your evening thus far. And I'm going to wait till some more people populate the room. And then we're going to get busy for a little bit. All right. So give y'all a chance to populate the room. Hit 1 if the audio video's working fine. Hit 1 if the audio video's working fine. If not, then hit 2. So hit 1 if the audio video is working fine. Hit 2 if it's not. All right. And also don't forget to thumbs up this video, all right, before we get started as well. All right. So shout out to Virgil Johnson, Eric Riddick, Van Coates, Ryan Smith, the Black Av 1, Michael Pug, Sam Bone, Vernon Franklin, Malak Shadiah, Yosef Jones, Khan Truth, Yesha Moore, True Israel. I think I got everybody so far. So like I said, don't forget to thumbs up the video and share it as well. Shout out to my admin, Kiefer Aviel Ben Israel. All right. Shout out to Ezekiel Ben Israel in the building. All right, I think I grabbed everybody. All right, so I'm going to give y'all a minute. Oh, man. A little sore from working out. But no pain, no gain, right? What's up? All right. So I'm going to give you another minute. We can get started. There's a lot going on, man. There's a lot going on. I'm going to try to see if I can recall some things off the dome. I didn't write nothing down this time. So I'm just going to try to go off the dome on some things. Y'all probably follow the stuff that I do more than me, some of y'all. So maybe you could remind me some things if I overlook something. For those of you who are not on Facebook, you miss a lot of stuff that be going down on Facebook, man. Yeah, I mean, so if y'all all on Facebook, look up Divine Prospect. I have 2 profiles. I have a public figure page and a public page and a regular page. So you can definitely add Divine Prospect if you on Facebook. Also, I'm on Twitter. Look up at Divine Prospect on Twitter, and you should be able to add me on Twitter. Y'all know I'm also on Instagram at Kingdom Moments. So I'm on Instagram as well. So y'all can follow me on all those social media sites or apps. You know what I mean? If y'all are not already following me on that. But most of the stuff that goes down on Facebook. You know what I mean? And then I share some stuff here from time to time. But I'm backed up with a lot of videos I still have to add to this channel. Some stuff that I've been working on that I need to post on this channel. It's just been very busy for me as of late. I'm trying to, settle things down so I can get back into the swing of things. So we're just going to give it a little bit of time before we get the ball rolling. And like I told you before, we have a lot in store for the channel coming up soon. The spring is going to go down this spring. There's a lot of stuff in store. It's going to go down this spring. We're going to start shooting next month for the reality show. So that's going to be fun. It's going to be really fun for that pilot series. So we're gonna see how that's gonna go down. So you make sure I caught everybody. So shout out to Dwayne Davis, Hezekiah Israel, Yashab Awam, Yashar Allah, Aisha Newsom, Bruce Mitchell, Love Truth. Shout out to all of y'all. All right, y'all saying that the audio video is on point. That's cool. If at any time the audio video is an issue or whatever, just let me know in the chat, and I'll do some tweaks to make sure everything's flowing smoothly. All right. Okay. So Dwayne Davis is saying, Devon, are you guys streaming tomorrow's event? So obviously y'all know that Dwayne is following me on Facebook. That's how he knows there's an event going down tomorrow. Yes, there's a big event going down in Atlanta tomorrow at HCA, Hebrew Congregation of Atlanta, and they're having their 7th annual Black History Unplugged event, right? So I spoke at the last 3 events. I spoke 2017, 2016, and 2017, 2016. I didn't speak in 2015. So I only spoke at 2 of them. This was going to be my 3rd one. So 2016, I spoke at it, and that was the best one. 2016 was the best one that we had. 2017 was 2015 was and the ones after before 2015, I'm not sure. But 2016 was the best one. So we was trying to get the one this year to be bigger than that one. But I mean, so many things were going on, we just couldn't hit the mark, man. And also being that I'm going to be out of town tomorrow or later on today, I have a flight in a few hours. I'm definitely not going to be able to make it to the Black History Unplugged event at HCA today. I was supposed to be a speaker. And I had something really, really powerful in store, but I can always bring that out a little bit later on for y'all, which I plan on doing. So unfortunately, I will not be speaking at HCA later on today. I don't know if the event is going to be live streamed. More than likely, it's not. If I'm not there, then more than likely it's not. They're still doing some adjustments in regards to the live streaming and how they're going to work that out. So I'm not 100% sure. But I know if I was there, I would live stream it like I did 2 years ago, 2016. Last year, I only recorded my part, and you can see that on this channel here. But no, I'm not going to be there tomorrow or later on today, and I don't believe that they're going to be live streaming. You know what I mean? So I apologize for that. Wish I could be there, but I'm not going to be there. So that's why I didn't really promote it that heavy, because I knew I had to go out of town and take care of an emergency situation. All right. So, later on today, I'll be in New York, and I have to come out there and take care of business. I mean, so yeah, Shamon said you look tired tonight. Yeah, I'm a little tired, but got to push through it and take care of business. You know what I mean? Try to get a short nap on the plane. Then when I land, because I try to be in New York before it gets really light outside. So I try to get my traveling stuff done while it's still dark out. So that's why I got a real early flight, and try to get in early enough so that way I can go and get a few hours of sleep and then get my day started. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, 2016 was lit, Dwayne. I agree, it was lit. It was definitely lit. And unfortunately, this year it may not be as big as 2016, but we got a few of the same speakers there, so you guys should still go to HCA if possible. All right, but 2019 is probably going to be the biggest one yet. Like, we got a lot in store for 2019 that we didn't get to push through 2018. So y'all stay tuned for that. All right. So let me move forward with the program. All right. So week in review. Right. So last week, you guys who are on Facebook saw a lot of discussion going on in regards to J Lotto. That's more than likely that's true. You know what I mean? But I'm going to New York this weekend, so One of the days while I'm there before I leave, I'm going to have another sit down with him on Sunday. So y'all stay tuned to that. All right. Like I said, I really want to just go in there and talk about autonomy in the Black community. How can we achieve it? What we're doing in steps to make it into full-fledged reality, and health. About the alternative naturopathic health care plan that we want to integrate into these new Black municipalities, and the blueprint that we have for that. You know what I'm saying? And you would think these would be subject matters that people will really be concerned with. But unfortunately, people enjoy drama more than solutions. So, I mean, y'all see the results of that. So the more we can invest in showing interest in solutions, the more there'll be more programs, you know what I'm saying, in regards to that. I'm not going to stop pushing out that information. It may not be as frequent as I would like, because I know a lot of people, they enjoy a lot of the scholarship aspect, the cultural aspect. I try to make my channel as dynamic as possible, and try to put unique content on there that's original. And I try to build my subscriber base based on good information, good material, and try to keep the drama out. You know what I'm saying? But last week, for those of y'all who were on Facebook, and even spilled it to earlier this week, you guys were able to see the discussions that was going on back and forth with me and Zion Lex, and how the whole Facebook Israelite community was talking about this henotheism and monotheism thing. And I'm not going to say it was split down the middle, but it seems like it was probably split down the middle in regards to people that was on the henotheistic side, people that was on a monotheistic side. And there was a lot of exchange going back and forth. It was really, really interesting. The good thing about it that I would say is that a great conversation was sparked amongst our community to get people out of who typically don't get engaged in a lot of subject matters like this, out of the woodworks, and really thinking critically about the situation, and having a dialogue about it. Everybody, treats it differently. Some people treat it more seriously than others. Some people will mock others and stuff like that. But some stuff went down, and and I'll share some of it with y'all. I'm not gonna give you all the details, but apparently some random person on my brother Zion Lex's YouTube channel had accused me of leading a sister astray because of what I was teaching in regards to henotheism, which was interesting to me. I saw the comment. I replied to the comment and said, well, I didn't know anything about this. I would definitely love to, contact or communicate with the sister to see what's going on, and be able to get to the bottom of it. You feel what I'm saying? So Zion Lex put it up there because he was trying to make a point by saying that, oh, this is the danger behind teaching henotheism, that these sort of things can happen. So long story short, we was able to get into contact with the sister. The sister made a post saying my decision had nothing to do with Divine. She is like, I didn't even know Divine taught that. You know what I'm saying? I had no clue about it. When I spoke to the sister via inbox, she asked me, she's like, well, what is this henotheism thing? She's like, I don't even know what that is. So I was like, oh, okay. I was a little thrown back by that, because apparently somebody made some random comment trying to attribute somebody leaving the Israelite community to something I'm teaching. And that was very unfair. That was very disingenuous. And that was very malicious, right? So when we got to the bottom, the sister said it had nothing to do with Divine. She said, she did see some of my material in the past. She did like the way I taught. And she said, if she was in KHM, she would have made a different decision, but she was not under, any kind of Israelite group that was teaching the information that we teach at KHM. So she made her decision to do what she did, and she's no longer part of the Israelite community. You know what I'm saying? But long story short, people do these falsely attribute certain things to me, unfortunately. because they tried to make me look bad. And, you know, I've had people make comments and say, oh, Devon's not really an Israelite. You know what I'm saying? I had a few people make those type of comments, and Devon doesn't really keep Torah and stuff like that. Now, I don't know where people are getting this notion from. If they have any concerns, they definitely can address it with me, you know, and chat with me about it. But I can't see how somebody can go to my YouTube channel and go through all of my source material that I leave on YouTube and say that Devon doesn't keep Torah. People that know me in my personal life, they know I keep Torah. I go to a congregation that keeps Torah. You feel what I'm saying? We teach Torah there. We keep Torah there. My ministry is founded on Torah. But I think the misconception is when I talk about the ancient pre-Israelite Israelite culture, which consists of the mitzvot, but also other customs that ceased when Israel went into captivity. And when they came out of 7 years of captivity, they were attempting to restore an identity that was lost for 70 years. Okay. And what I'm doing is restoring that ancient Israelite culture, because those cultural elements are what followed the northern tribe Israelites as they made their way into sub-Saharan Africa. Okay. So I'm trying to use these customs as you know, ethnic markers to identify the Israelites that were scattered in West Africa. And you know, of these Israelite tribes, looking back at the practices, and I've mentioned this before on this channel, being able to determine from these peoples and these subclans within these larger you know, ethnic groups of peoples, which ones that we stemmed from, you know. And I've done videos on it. You can go back and check it out. But I think that people I don't know, their perception is skewered, and it's unfortunate. A lot of times when I'm speaking on a subject matter, I like to speak objectively. I try not to inject my personal perspective unless it's necessary for making a conclusion. But I like to call it what it is. And I think that people mistake my objectivity for me, you know, not subscribing to something. Like I'm really baffled to try to understand how people come to these conclusions. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, critique, peer review, it comes, you know, a million times my way. You know, more good than bad. Thank you. But there are some that are neutral, indifferent, and that's fine. I'm not here to proselytize. I mean, if people like the material that's shared on Kingdom Harbinger Ministries and they want to join the organization, we're all for it. But we're not out there trying to proselytize people. That's not what we're here to do. We teach the truth as best we see fit. And if it draws people and they want to join, so that way we can concretely work to restore a real community that's autonomous, that is what the objective is. But when it comes to scholarship, my objective is to restore a lost culture. I'm not here to defend nobody's dogma. I'm not here to defend nobody's religion. That's not what I'm here to do. I'm here to restore culture. In the process, you have to sift through things and you have to make certain analysis, certain determinations, and then see when you use a particular methodology on how you get to a particular find, like, you know, covering the finding, getting to a conclusion, and pushing it into a thesis and actually presenting it. You know, you're faced with cognitive dissonance and you have to decide whether or not you're going to cater to this newfound revelation based on this conclusion that you came from, by putting things through this inductive and analytical methodological process, or if you're going to stay in your comfort zone of what you previously thought and previously understood. And I've come, you know, down to situations where I've had to, you know what I mean, gravitate towards this new insight. And it may not be popular, and that's fine. I'm not here to win a popularity contest. I'm not here trying to get awards and recognition and acknowledgement. You know, I love opportunities to speak, you know, so I can share this information with a much broader audience. But other than that, I mean, like I said, I never asked for this position. I never asked to be in this position. It was chosen for me, and I was forced to walk into it because there's a greater picture that needs to be addressed. Um, so, you know, it just really just, I mean, it's very amazing that the claims that people come to and the great lengths that they will go to try and discredit what it is that I'm teaching, simply because it's a paradigm shift that they were not prepared for, you know, and they have to deal with it. So instead of dealing with it, they deflect and they project. And these are defense mechanisms that's inherent in their psyche that happens automatically so that they will not have to face the reality of what they're being confronted with. And this is basic human nature. Shout out to Jay Lotto. Shout out to Barzilai Avshalom Shamar Yah. Shout out to That Was Interesting One. Shout out to Janae Dezel. All right. So anyway, I tell people all the time, I'm not here to support your religion. If you have a religion, that's on you. I'm not going to support your religion. I'm interested in the culture, right, that has been masked by religion. Religion is the smoke screen that I'm taking a fan and I'm blowing it away so that we can uncover what the culture is. And the thing about that is because the restoration of the culture that's necessary in order to formulate the community so that we can then implement autonomy is something that we have to own ourselves, that nobody else has cornered. Nobody has a monopoly on it. You know what I'm saying? We don't have to go to a particular entity in order to validate, you know, who we are, you know, and what we're doing. You know, our culture has to be custom and it has to be customized so it can fit the people who agree to it. So that way we can do something amongst ourselves without having to go outside of our community and looking for help or assistance. And this is very important. You understand what I'm saying? So the discussion with henotheism and monotheism is a lot going on. I told you guys I have a lecture coming up where I'm going to deal with this more in depth. I don't want to overload y'all with information. Like I told you, I'm trying to streamline things this year so that the PowerPoints are more visual. They have less cluttered information. Still going to give you all the reference, still going to get the major points. But I'm going to do so in a way where it's not as long anymore. So that way it's easier to digest. But the objective is to basically pretty much to inspire you to go back and look into the claims that's being made. And be able to navigate it yourself and come to your own conclusion, right? We're here to equip you, give you the tools that you need to uncover the answer for yourself. And all I do is shine a light on it so that you can investigate it further. That's pretty much what it is. And unfortunately, sometimes people, they get into their feelings because they have a lot to lose if they conform to things that are contrary to what it is that they believe. Right. I always say that my objective is to teach concrete faith, not blind faith, concrete faith. And that's supremely important in regards to restoring our culture. This henotheism thing, man, I've been teaching this since 2014. If you'll go back and check out the language video, the Hebrew language videos I did on Sonetta TV back in late 2014 and early 2015, I mentioned the subject matter of henotheism. You know what I'm saying? I touch on it a little bit, and I talk about the majestic plural, and I talk about monotheism, and I even mention, you know, about the ancient pre-Israelite culture. I mentioned these things. I've been talking about these things for a long time, and nobody has. I mean, when I say nobody, I mean it didn't cause a stir in the community until our brother Zion Lex decided that he wanted to challenge me in a respectful way in regards to why he disagrees with my position. And it's very difficult to prove monotheism from the language of the text. You know, it doesn't support monotheism. And people, you know, have brought several scriptures up left and right. And I've been able to take each and every one of them and actually deal with them. And people, you know, have seen it. So W. Cazell Allen, I'm not going to do something with Harry. I've been invited again to the Hebrews to Negro show where Harry's going to be on there. And I'm going to interface with Harry again. I believe that's this upcoming Thursday, if I'm not Wednesday or Thursday, if I'm not mistaken. It's upcoming Wednesday. I hope it's not Wednesday, because I'll be on my way back home from out of town by then. But this Wednesday or Thursday. Let me give some shout out. Shout out to Eduardo Jimenez. Thank you for the donation, my brother. I appreciate it. That was interesting one. And Steve Craig, thank you so much for the donation. I appreciate family. Every little bit counts. Now, I'm gonna tell y'all this, right? I hit 6K. I was gonna wait till later on in the broadcast to share this, but we hit 6K. So thank you to everybody who subscribed, new subscribers, old subscribers that shared videos and brought subscribers on board. We hit 6K. We're going to have the raffle for the 6K. And I'm also going to raffle out some free movie tickets. So let me transition. So we have the raffle that's going down in regards to the survival kits, and we have a raffle going down for free movie tickets. All right, and the free movie tickets, I'm going to just send them to you via the internet. All right, so you guys can't lose just by watching this channel. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up if you enjoy what you're watching so far. You know, remember, like I said, stay tuned. We got the 6K raffle coming up for the survival kits, and we also have the free movie ticket giveaway. All right, and this is based on everybody that donates to the channel, everybody that supports the channel, that prays for this ministry, that supports me, looks out for me. And that's helping us get the message of autonomy out there to our community. You feel what I'm saying? So I appreciate that. Shout out to my sister Shawnee. I didn't get a chance to really, you know, share on Facebook that I was going live. I wanted to hurry up and get it done so I get some sleep so I could fly out. But I thank the Most High Yah for both of my admins. I mean, they are faithful to the T every time this broadcast goes live. So shout out to Kiefer and shout out to Sister Shawnee, right? But yes, we have the 6K giveaway, and that's the survival kits. And we also have the movie ticket giveaway because I want to add the movie tickets as well. So I want to make sure somebody gets something from watching this, for all the time and energy and effort y'all invested in watching this channel, and all the support that you're giving. You know, I want to give something back down to y'all, okay? Yeah, Van Coates, I spoke on that before. Remember, I said that that's related to how they interpret the Exodus account, and they displace or they project the 400 years forward, and they apply it to the captivity of so-called African Americans here in America from 1619, and they said that the redemption date or year is in 2018. 2019. And next year is when the 400-year prophecy will be fulfilled, and that's when the end times are going to be ushered in. I don't subscribe to that, but I know some other brothers do. I touched on this on a previous live stream, but you know, we'll see what happens. All right. And remember, slavery started way before 1619. I mean, people think slavery just started in 1619. I don't know what to tell them. I mean, slaves were being brought to the Caribbean and West Indies and Brazil way before 1619. You know what I'm saying? So you know, and my question would be to people who believe that, you know, it was just Judah that was brought to North America. So you telling me that they would just bring in Benjamites and Levites to the Caribbean, and they just held off and said, wait, we're gonna wait till 1619. All right, now let's bring Judah over. I mean, you got to answer that. That's a great question to answer. Shout out to John A. Dezell. Thank you so much, sis, for the donation. Truly appreciate that. And thank you for all of your unfettering support. All right. I definitely appreciate that. So shout out to that sister. So that's what people who have that prophecy because they don't believe it was fulfilled in Egypt or in Canaan. They subscribe to 215 years in Egypt, 250 years in Canaan. So they don't believe the full 400 years was fulfilled. But like I said, I don't subscribe to that. They like to attribute that a lot to the early Exodus account, or some people call the David Roll chronology. But I'll touch on that probably another time. So let me go ahead and finish, right? So so that discussion that was coming up between me and Zion, because Senator asked me a question on his platform about henotheism. I went into it. Zion came up, did his video. Then after that, you know, me and him was going back and forth talking, and then the whole community was talking about it. And then me and him finally had a discussion on it, which y'all can see is the video right before this one. And we had a great discussion on it. I felt that I wasn't given enough time to actually expound like I would like to. The format wasn't in a debate type format, because if it was, we would have had equal time sharing information, but that wasn't the case. It was just a discussion, and it was a pretty good discussion. But still, to this day, the community is still talking about this thing. It's still an ongoing subject matter of discussion in the community. So I'm glad that people are now going back, reevaluating and things of that nature, and actually taking a look into the claims that's being made, instead of just blindly believing what they've been taught. You know, I tell people all the time, you got to flush the presuppositional notions that you have and actually work your way from the ground up and see what conclusion you come up with. All right. So that's that situation. So after all of that, you know, with the me and Zion thing, then I went to the Truth Summit, right? So the Truth Summit was hosted by Isaiah Robertson, Damon Richardson, Adam Coleman, and they had a few other speakers. But those are the three notable speakers, because those are the three people that were actually on the flyer. And they were talking about various different subject matters. And those of you who follow my live streams, I actually brought out what those subject matters were. So that video, so I actually went to the event and I recorded live stream a lot of event. It's on Facebook. That's why I told y'all, if you're not friends with me on Facebook, send me a friend request. And if you can't get the friend request through, because I always max out of 5, no matter how many people I delete, you know, or how many people delete me, it always maxes out at 5. You know, I have a 1,025 friend requests pending. Unfortunately, Facebook limits you to 5,000. So if you can't get a friend request in, just follow. I try to make a lot of these live streams public. So once you follow, you'll be able to see, you know, what I'm sharing. But I live streamed it. And the purpose of me live streaming is I went to actually just to observe to see what kind of apologetics that they had in regards to our community, because one of the subject matters, shout out to my brother Yisha Moore for the donation. I appreciate that, Aki. Thank you. It's going to go a long way to help a lot of people. So one of the things is I was, you know, trying to see how are they investigating our community? What claims are they coming up with? You know, what defenses that they're equipping believers with, Christian believers with. And suffice to say, I went there and I saw it, and I wasn't really that impressed. I think Damon Richardson did a good job, but I was not thoroughly impressed, right? So there was a lot of things that I could say that he shared that I disagree with, but unfortunately, the Q&A they took written down questions, so they didn't allow the Q&A engagement that they had initially planned months ago. But when I got involved in a situation, and you know, other people, part of KHM, and just people who support me in general, when we all started registering, and remember I told y'all we got the email, and then I got the inbox message. But then eventually I got to speak to Damon Richardson, and we was able to squash our issue. And then him and Isaiah Robertson came to HCA, which is the congregation that I go to. And I wasn't there though that day that they came, but they actually came and they stayed for the entire service, and they enjoyed it, you know what I mean? Which was interesting, right? And then I see them at the event, all the way up in Cartersville, right? So you know, it's very interesting. You know, those of you who have Facebook, you should go to my Facebook page and check it out. Those of you who don't have Facebook, go on somebody else's Facebook page and ask somebody who has a phone with Facebook, say, hey, can I just look something up real quick and check it out? I wanted to probably post it here, but it'll be too much for me to do that. But let's just say I recorded it, and on top of recording it, I thought it was very interesting. And what I want to say is we don't really have much to fear. There's not really much to fear, you know. I mean, is really not much to fear. I'll just leave it at that. I did have a respectful build with Damon Richardson, as well as Isaiah Roberson, as well as Adam Coleman. None of them was disrespectful towards me, rude or any way. And same thing with me in addressing them. I didn't heckle them. I didn't disrespect them. Because, you know, people watch every little thing that I do, you know what I'm saying? And they do that so they can find an excuse not to engage me, right? Or to dismiss me, right? But fortunately enough, that did not happen. And we had a great build talking with them. But like I said, there's not really much to fear. So that was that Truth Summit thing. And they didn't just deal with the Israelite community. They also dealt with the conscious community. They also dealt with the African roots of Christianity. They also dealt with Christianity and white man's religion and things of that nature. So they touched on a lot of different subject matters. They dealt with the prosperity gospel and things of that nature, which actually Isaiah Roberson did a great job with that. So they had various subject matters that they addressed, and they having another big one next year where they're dealing with the Black church, you know, the good, bad, and the ugly as it pertains to the Black church. So I'll probably show up for that too. We'll see. So that was that as far as the Truth Summit. So the Truth Summit was that Friday night, and it was that Saturday. And then that Saturday night, I went to support Brandon T. Jackson, who's a good friend of mine. It's been a while since me and him spoke, but I went to the Atlanta Uptown Comedy Corner last Saturday, and I went out to support him. And I watched his stand-up, and I think he did a pretty good job. I think the thing with Brandon is now he's injecting truth into his comedy routine, and you know that's not popular. You know, when you're telling people about the Most High, when you're speaking about how certain social norms are really not the norm, and how he speaks on his perspective on it, he made some comments that made the crowd a little uncomfortable, and then from there he transitioned into some of his old routine that was still good. But I think he had lost the crowd simply because one other person who was a comedian there got booed off the stage, and the host seemed to be stealing the show. So it took a lot of momentum away from Brandon's performance. But I think it was mainly because he was sharing a lot of truth that it kind of like, you know, it kind of the audience was a little jilted by that. But I supported him 100%. And after the event was over, me and him took some pictures. I went back to the back lounge area. Me and Maisha, we sat down with him and his wife, and we was just sitting there talking, chilling, catching up and everything like that. Stayed with them until their ride came. I called them an Uber so they could get picked up, go get the things from the hotel, and then shoot off to the airport. So, you know, me and Brandon we're still cool people. He's considering relocating to Atlanta to live here permanently. And if he does that, then you'll see more of me and him together. But next time he comes to Atlanta, me and him is going to spend some time and chill, and I'll capture a lot of footage and bring it back for y'all. All right. So shout out to my Aki, Brandon T. Jackson. So I saw him and we chilled and we hung out on that Saturday. All right. So it was a really busy weekend. Sunday, I tried to go and watch the Black Panther film, but unfortunately, it was sold out. The places that I wanted to go to watch it. Now, just so y'all know, I like watching movies, but I'm a stickler for quality. So I like if a movie's out that I really want to see, I need to see it in IMAX, or I need to see it in 3D RPX. And both of these are at Regal. And that's why I go to Regal, because Regal has RPX and Regal also has IMAX. So Sunday they were booked. So I wasn't able to see it Sunday. So I went to go see the Monday the next day, which is President's Day. And I was able to see it at 12:40 p.m. early. Went to go see it, and it was still crowded. Went to go see the movie, and it's a very interesting movie. Now, when I go to New York, I'm gonna go with the best friend of mine. Me and him are gonna go and watch the movie because he didn't get to see it, and I have a ticket, an extra ticket that I want to give to him so you can see it. But I want to go see it in 4DX. Now, 4DX is being hosted in Times Square Regal movie theater in New York City. And it's a 4DX experience, which means that they have sights and sounds and smells and water and wind, and the seats rock and go up and down and side to side. You know, they have fog effects. They have strobe light effects. I mean, they have everything there to immerse you in the actual film, right? So, you know, I'm going to peek that for 4DX to see what that experience is like. I've been to 4DX movies before, but it was never like a full-fledged featured film. It was like maybe a 30-minute thing here, or 45-minute thing here, or 15-minute thing here. It was never like a full feature film. So I'm definitely going to check that out and come back and report back to y'all that 4DX experience, all right? But I'm going to touch on the Black Panther real quick. I thought the movie was phenomenal. Yes, we know that a bulk of the revenue that was generated, and this is one of the top grossing movies of all time, right? We know that the revenue that was generated, most of it did not go back to the Black community in any way, shape, or form. Now, interestingly enough, there's not a lot of mom and pop theaters that are Black owned, but the few ones that were, they carried the movie, and they actually made money, and a lot of some of that money they put towards some charity events. But you got to understand, family, the fact that this movie grossed so much money goes to show the economic power of so-called Black people in America, because we're the ones that showed out for this movie. We're the ones that made it trend. We're the ones that made it viral. We're the ones that brought the flair and the flavor to it and was doing all this extra stuff, because it's very rarely that we have a Black superhero where the community can identify with. Now, you had Killmonger in there, who was the villain, but a lot of people was able to relate with Killmonger. Now, this is not my Black Panther, you know, me deciphering, breaking down Black Panther. I just wanted to go over a couple things that was going on with y'all. But what I will say is that there were good and bad to both Black Panther and Killmonger. So there was different things about both of them that I liked equally. And I'm definitely going to go into another video and break that down. I don't like a lot of clickbait, you know what I'm saying? Like, to make a video based on something that's trending to draw views and subscribers. I don't like to clickbait, you know what I'm saying? I just like to put out good content so people they know what they're getting when they click on it and they get to watch it. I don't want to clickbait people. So I try to wait till the trend is dying down, and then I'll speak on it a little bit more thoroughly. Because again, like I said, I'm not trying to troll. I'm not trying to clickbait. All right. So Ginger Lay said, will you be at HCA tomorrow? No, I will not be at HCA tomorrow. I will be in New York City tomorrow. I will not be at HCA. But don't let that deter you from going. If you was planning to go out there to see my lecture, I'm still doing that lecture. It just will not be tomorrow. All right. But go out anyway and support out there. True Israel asks, any congregations in Delaware you know of? No. I mean, I would love to start a KHM chapter out there, but it would have to be enough people that are actually emailing and saying, hey, look, you know, at least 5 people that's in that area that, you know, like this type of teaching and would want to come together, and then I can set up a chapter out there. Shout out to Nisi's Pieces. Shout out to my brother Ayash Kawad. Janelle said, how is your brother Keith Wallace doing? He's still waking people up in his raps. Yes. And Keith Wallace makes a lot of references to identity. The brother's doing well. Last time I spoke with him, I still got to follow up with him. But I'm definitely gonna hit him up. He follows a lot of my content. You know what I'm saying? He likes the information that I put out. So no, I won't be opening up the phone lines tonight. Next session I will. The only reason why is because I got to go in about 10-15 minutes, because I need to get some rest before I get up. I had to get up at like 4 so I can get ready to fly out. So Keith Wallace is cool. Follow him on Facebook. Follow him on Instagram as well. And I'm going to try next time he comes to Atlanta, or if I come by his way, I'll get some more footage and put some more of that up there. Because I have a build up there that people saw and they liked it. Just like with Brandon T. Jackson, you know, Brandon came out to my event and wanted to be a part of it. So you can go back and check out that session that we did in 2016. And you'll see Brandon actually speaking about his clothing line as well as his perspective on a lot of things that were going on in society at the time. All right. So anyway, so I enjoyed the movie. Like I said, the movie is a testament to how powerful we are with our economic power, which has to do with our affluence as well as our influence. If we can concentrate that same energy and power into patronizing one another and establishing our own independent communities, film studios. Shout out to Brandon T. Jackson because he actually has a film studio that he's working with out here in Atlanta, and they're creating a lot of faith-based movies. And I'm definitely gonna get into that project next time he comes out here and speak to him about a few things. So when we do things like that, those type of things need to be promoted. Those type of things need to be on Front Street, and we need to support those type of things. You feel what I'm saying? And then we can concentrate all of that revenue power that went into, and not just revenue, cultural power and identity, you know, and being able to relate to something, some kind of image that's positive for our community. I mean, it's funny because there was a scene there where T'Challa's sister, younger sister, called the CIA agent a colonizer. And he wasn't allowed to speak there. He had no authority. Unfortunately, they kept him. I would have sent them on his way, but they kept him. You know, it goes to show when the tables are turned, you know, it's not really a pretty picture for people who are used to being in power and having a degree of privilege, not to be able to have the same means while they're in the presence of our community. You know what I'm saying? Well, I actually do have one out there. I do, Janae, I do have one out there. I do. So, and it's interesting because the movie was a mostly Black cast, and you know, it's just, man, it was a great movie, just from a movie perspective. But you know, when you are aware and self-conscious, it's very difficult to watch a movie for its entertainment value because you start to notice so many subliminals. Now, the main thing that I picked up was a lot of these proverb-esque sayings. You understand what I mean? And then, man, yo, when I go see it again, I'm gonna take some notes so I can come down, break it down much better for y'all. Shout out to Kayang Daniel. And I will be out there soon. I will definitely be out there soon. I definitely want to break a lot of major points down, and I want to do it in a much more unique way that a lot of other people are not doing it. So I'm gonna give it another couple of weeks, wait till the hype dies down, and then I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna break down the Black Panther before the movie comes out on Blu-ray and DVD, because when it does, you know, I'm gonna copy it, right? But what I'm saying is, this shows that we have a necessity to create media to influence our community, but inspire them not by fiction, but by things that they can literally grasp. I mean, Wakanda does not exist. It's a fictional place in the heartland of Africa. But we can create our own Wakanda. We can. We have the intellectual property to do so. We have the economical resources to do so. We have the willpower to do so. We have the fervence. We have the resilience. We have everything we need to start a Wakanda. So when I say start a Wakanda, family, I'm teaching y'all about Black municipalities. You know, we have 2 of them already out here in Atlanta. We're trying to create more, but we're facing some resistance, but we're going to push past the resistance. And we're trying to create mini Wakandas for people here on this part of the globe. So me talking about this autonomy thing, family, this is what we're talking about. We're trying to actualize. After we realize what the vision is, we're actualize it through provision, and we're creating our own mini Wakandas here. We're not waiting for some superhero to fly out of the sky to assist us. We can do this ourselves. That movie and Wakanda is nothing but an inspiration for you to actually go and do this yourself. That's the only time a movie really has any kind of effect, if it can inspire you to do something great. So what I'm saying, family, is listen to what I'm saying. We can start our own Wakandas. It doesn't have to be fiction. If you want the blueprint, I have one that I can share with y'all, and that I'm actually bringing to various communities, so that way they can start their own municipalities and they could jumpstart everything they need to do technologically, economically, politically, etc. So that way they can have their own self-sustaining autonomous entity. So we can do it. We definitely can do it. We are doing it, right? But we need to be more united. We need to have stronger solidarity, and we need to actually unite with other nations that will invest in our intellectual property and allow us to assist them while they assist us, so that way we can create something for ourselves. Now, people say, oh man, we under the curses, man, we being punished, man. I'm like, listen, if you want to live a cursed and punished life, do you, family. I have nothing against that. That's what you want to do, fine. But I'm saying, when you follow Torah, there are blessings that come with following Torah. When the Israelites was in Babylonian captivity for 70 years, in Jeremiah chapter 29, they were told to be autonomous. They was told to stay idle because you're cursed. They was told, y'all need to do something while y'all here until y'all are called out. So we have an obligation to do the same thing and create a quality of life, and by way of actually breathing room that allows ourselves to be more integrated amongst each other. And by being integrated amongst each other, we will have less involvement in needing various things from society to sustain us, and we can sustain ourselves. That's important. And again, I've been saying this since I've been lecturing, since 2014, since I came on this Israelite scene, conscious community scene, was lecturing in early 2014. This is the stuff that I've been speaking about. And I've been talking about this for the longest. And it's just interesting that it has to take a movie to shake people up, to actually, engage in some of the things that, some of us have been talking about for the longest, but it's better late than never, and use this movie as an opportunity to explain identity to people and let them know that we can become autonomous and create our own Wakandas. It's not fiction. We can actually do it ourselves, family. And we don't have to wait for a superhero to help come and help save us. The only one that's going to redeem us out of this is the Most High. You feel what I'm saying? But again, we can create our own Wakandas. If you need the blueprint, I already teased the blueprint a lot on my channel. There's at least 7 videos out there that you can check it out. And then, like I said, I'm coming to various communities around the U.S., and I'm coming to town hall meetings, community center meetings, and I'm laying the blueprint. I'm teaching the blueprint to people so they can come together, and they can start their own municipalities and have mini Wakandas and create a network of mini Wakandas, so that way we can support each other, man. We can do it, family. We definitely can. And it's the breathing room that we need until the Most High comes to redeem us out of this captivity. But I refuse to wake up every day in a cursed mindset and a punished mindset, because I strive to follow Torah. The sins of my forefathers only falls upon me if I choose not to follow Yah. Once I follow Yah, yes, I'm going to be in a situation where, I'm going to be in an environment based on what they did wrong. It's going to place me in a situation where now I'm in captivity, but that's not going to affect my personal success with the Most High and the things that I'm obligated to do within the community. So if y'all want to stay cursed, I mean, hey, y'all can stay cursed. And again, individuals will break out of this. The remnant will break out of this. When I say break out of it, meaning that they will follow Torah, come together, and then they will support each other, and they will have their own communities like we did when we was in captivity. But the majority of us are not going to wake up. So the curses that we say, and I say curses, I got to break that down some other time, or the punishments that we have by bearing the guilt of our forefathers, right? That is going to affect us on a great scale where the majority of us are going to be afflicted by it. We can turn on the TV and see that. But those of us who are awake and aware and are following Torah, I'm telling you right now, family, there's so much that we can do. That the Most High, when he comes back, he's going to be like, wow, you know what? They're unspot, they're unblemished. Why? Because we decided that we're going to come together as the remnant, start our own community, and be apart from the rest of society. We're going to pull ourselves away from us. So when the Most High returns, you're going to see a difference between us and them. And that's important. That's definitely important. All right. I agree, yes, Shamor. So email me at kingdomharbinger@gmail.com. Let's stay in touch, and definitely we can talk about that, because that's definitely up my alley, autonomy, and how we can build our own Wakandas here in the U.S. We definitely could do it, family. And if you watch my YouTube videos, I share a lot of the secret sauce with y'all. You know what I mean? So it's not a mystery. You know what I mean? Okay. Y'all talking about bootlegging Black Panther. I'm not gonna try to have YouTube shut my channel down, so I'm not gonna speak on that. But y'all adults, so y'all do what your demons right. You feel what I'm saying? I think I caught everybody in here. If you want to shout out, hit one. If you want to shout out to DJ Souped. If you want to shout out, hit one. Shout out to Michael Pug. I appreciate that, my brother, for the donation. Thank you so much. Like I said, no matter how little, how big the donation is going to go a long way. To those of you who want to donate, you can do it directly through this channel. In the chat, right underneath the chat, you're going to see your YouTube channel name. Underneath that, it'll say something, and underneath that would be a dollar symbol. Click on that dollar symbol. Click on the blue send a super chat button, and you'll be able to donate directly to this channel. All right. Thank you so much, family, for that. I appreciate it. Thank you so much, Shawnee, as well. Sony's sharing all the contact information in there for you guys. So I appreciate that. I know, right? Johnny's crazy. I know. Yeah, it better not, man. That'd be crazy if it did. You know what I'm saying? But we'll see. Because, you know, people even face resistance against a movie. And I'm like, just don't watch it. If you don't like it, just don't watch it. Don't post about it. Don't say nothing about it. And just out of sight, out of mind. And just keep it pushing. You know? But like I said, for those of us who actually did go see it, like I said, I see it for different reasons, man. I don't see it for the same reasons that other people go see it. You know, there's so much information in there, man, that is being revealed to us. Because before the elitists can act, they must reveal a lot of their plans to absolve them from guilt, from feeling guilty for the things they do. And say, hey, look, hey, we put it out there for them, and they were too dumb to see it, so oh well. But they're compelled to do so they can alleviate themselves of some guilt. So when you watch that movie, there's so many subliminals in there. I was like, wow. And I'll bring one up for y'all. And I don't want to spoil it if anybody didn't see the movie, but I'm going to give a spoiler alert. All right. If you didn't see the movie, stay tuned for our channel. We have a movie ticket giveaway that we're going to do within the next couple of days. So stay tuned so y'all can get those tickets if y'all didn't see the movie. Okay. But anyway, in the beginning of the movie, and I don't want to spoil it, but I'm going to spoil it. In the beginning of the movie starts off with T'Challa's father, the original Black Panther. Well, he's not the original Black Panther, but he's the Black Panther that was the father of the one that we see in the film. And in the beginning, he comes to Oakland. Now, in the comics, a lot of the New York things take place in Harlem. But in the movies, it's taking place in Oakland because the director, he's from Oakland, right? And, you know, Oakland's a chocolate city. So anyway, the father goes to Oakland. And in the beginning, we see T'Challa's uncle. And along with his uncle is Forrest Whitaker, who you'll see later on in the film. And what they're doing is they're harnessing vibranium and weaponizing what they harness from the vibranium and taking these arms and arming Black people. Now, if you don't know anything about and it opens up in 1992 in Oakland, right? So in Oakland in 1992, in the U.S. during that time, I don't know how many of y'all remember this. I don't know the age of some of y'all, but there were riots, right? So let me see if I can read something for y'all. I'm gonna see if I can read something for y'all. Let me see if I can. Let me see if I can give y'all some history here. Okay, so let me see if I can grab y'all to this right here. All right. So here we go. So in 19, and this is why, like I said, you gotta look at the subliminals in this movie, man. So I'm gonna read this for you, right? So this is all right, YouTube show footage of this is the Oscar Grant situation, but the case became a cause celeb in the U.S., which it's echoes of the treatment of Rodney King. Remember Rodney King, a black man whose severe beating by police in L.A. in 1991 was captured on video. The subsequent acquittals of 4 LAPD officers sparked the 1992 Los Angeles riots. Police deployed, and this has to do with the situation that was happening in Oakland. But let me go back to what I was saying, because we know about the LA riots, but there was also something key that was going on in Oakland as well. I'm trying to see if I could find it in here. I may have to do it when I do the breakdown for y'all. But nonetheless, T'Challa's uncle was trying to harness the power of vibranium, weaponize it, and supply it to blacks in America so they can fight against the oppression that they're facing from the government, from police, the military, etc. And man, it was really deep because T'Challa's father came to the U.S., confronted his brother, and scolded his brother for doing what he was doing, for selling weapons, you know, and also the claw situation. I really want to spoil everything for y'all. But suffice it to say, what he was trying to do, his son picked up, which is Killmonger, picked up after his father died. But what he was doing was trying to equip black people in the diaspora with vibranium weapons, so that way they can fight against oppression. And he was doing it in the 90s, in the early 90s. So when you see the Black Panthers were trying to defend their community, they were policing the police, defending their community, you'll see something that hints at this when the movie starts. And I'm trying to say it without saying too much, because I don't want to ruin it for y'all who didn't see it, but it's kind of it kind of hints at the Black Panther movement in the beginning. And even Killmonger, his plan is not what the Black Panthers were intending to do per se, but defending the community from oppression and the beginning of Black Panther is something that hints back to the actual Black Panther Party movement. All right. It's very, very interesting. I'm going to stop there because some of y'all's probably like, man, I ain't go see it yet. Don't ruin it for me. All right, I got you. I'm not going to ruin it for y'all. All right, got y'all. All right. Shout out to Marcus Cameras in the building. I don't know who else is in here. Shout out to One Deep Israelite. I think shout out to DJ Soup and Eric Riddick. I appreciate that for the donation. Thank you so much for the donation. I appreciate that. Like I said, family, we got the 6K giveaway, and we also have the free movie tickets. Free movie tickets. I know y'all look at y'all. I see some of y'all salivating right now for those free movie tickets, right? Some of you ain't see it. And they was like, man, you know what? There's a reason why I didn't see it. Yup, you know why you didn't see it? Because you about to get some free tickets on Kingdom Harbinger Ministries. All right, hit that thumbs up. Let me get some thumbs up in here, family. Let's bring the thumbs up. There's 63 of y'all in here. We should have that thumbs up to about 60. All right, let's move that thumbs up, family. All right, don't forget to hit the thumbs up button. All right. So anyway, so I've seen a lot of people's reviews on the movie, good and bad and ugly and indifferent. And I'm gonna give my reviews. I love the movie. I thought it was great. When you awake and you conscious and you aware, it's a different experience. You know what I mean? So I can't. It's hard for me to watch a movie just for the sake of watching a movie. But anytime there's an elitist agenda that has penetrated into the storyline, and you are able to identify it, I mean, it makes a movie more profound than what normal people going in to see it is. I seen it as the elitists in power revealing what they did to control people of color, and exploit Africa. And those in the diaspora that a lot of us call Israelites, how also that they are pitted against those in mainland Africa as well, because of the gap in separation, what I'm saying, between the two entities. But I mean, there's a lot. I mean, man, that movie was a lot. I will say I was highly disappointed at the first end credit. Now there's 2 end credits, so don't leave after the first. People know not to leave after the first credits when watch tomorrow movies. There's 2 end credits. I don't want to spoil it, but I was highly disappointed by the first end credit. T'Challa really disappointed me, man. He really disappointed me. When he did what he did, I was really bothered by that, because I'm like, you see what happens, man? We get some degree of autonomy, and then all of a sudden people want to integrate and just help other people like that. No, other people are fine. We need to help ourselves, man. Wait till we get ourselves up out of what we in, and then maybe we can consider helping other people outside of our community. You feel what I'm saying? Not saying to neglect people in our community. I mean, people that are not in our community, but I'm saying preferential treatment should go to those who need it the most. And we even see this as a precept in Torah. Those who are less fortunate in the Israelite community, they're the ones that needed the most support. And those are the ones that we are supposed to cater and concentrate our resources to first. But we've been so damaged as a people, we just feel that we have to integrate with every and anybody, and we have to welcome everybody into our plight. And then those people who we welcome to our plight get the benefits that should be going to us, when they already have systems in place to take care of themselves. Let me share something with y'all that's very interesting, right? Real quick. So I was in an Uber not too long ago. I think it was maybe a couple weeks ago, whatever. I can't remember, almost a month ago. And I was in an Uber. The Uber driver picked me up. It was a black Uber driver, and it was an Uber pool. So he went to go pick up another person. The guy he picked up was an Indian guy, right? He was the East Indian guy. But when we stopped to pick them up, the Uber driver let down the window to see if that was him. And the guy said, yes, it's me. And he was speaking Korean to a Korean woman, giving her a hug and everything. I think he kissed her. I'm not sure. Then he came into the car and he sat with us, right? So we, the Uber driver started a conversation and we all talking. This East Indian guy told us that when he graduated college or high school, I'm not sure, but anyway, he left his homeland in India and he went to Korea, South Korea, and he lived there for 8 years. When he first got there, he didn't know the language, but he learned it after being there for 8 years. And what he told me was he made friends in Korea. And this is really profound, but this is a reality. I've seen it happen before. And I'm very familiar with it, especially with the line of work that my mother used to do, working with welfare in New York City. So anyway, so he said to us, he was like, man, I went to South Korea, and he loved South Korea, right? He was in love with South Korea, but for whatever reason, he was brought here to America, but he had no means of sustaining himself in America, right? He said when he first was trying to integrate with the South Korean society, because he didn't know the language, oh man. So so anyway, so he said, hey, when I was coming to America, he's trying to figure out like how he can sustain himself, because he didn't have a lot of money. He didn't really have no family or friends that was in America. And man, the most remarkable thing happened to him. So when he first was in the society, he didn't know the language. He wasn't familiar with the culture. After a while, he learned the language. He got familiar with the culture. He started socializing. And you know what happened before he came to America? He met friends in South Korea, and they said to him, when you go to America, you don't have to worry about anything. He was like, what? They was like, we have communities all throughout America. And in Atlanta, more particularly, we have a whole community in Atlanta. They said, when you get there, ask for this person, ask for that person. They'll get you a house. They'll get you a job. They'll get you this. They'll get you that. And he didn't believe it at first. But when he went there, sure enough, he just had the clothes off his back, the few bags he had. He went exactly where they told him to go. And they kept their word. They gave him a place to live. They made sure he had food. They gave him a job. And he was able to continue his PhD or something here. I think he's doing a second PhD here in the US. And they gave him everything he needed to support him. Now, family, let's think about this, family. How many of us in America can leave America, go to some other foreign country and say, yo, when we get there, we got everything already set up for us? How many of us can do that? How many of us can do that? So when we sit here and we have to include everybody in our plight, when they're set up and they're situated, we want to sit here and we want to, get everybody in our plight and everything like that. They even reap the benefits off of us, and we don't have nothing. You feel what I'm saying? We can't stand for that. I told y'all before, I'm an aggregationalist, which means that I go into the matrix of society, right? And I integrate temporarily to bring resources back to my community so they can be autonomous. That's what I do. And that's how we need to navigate, because every other ethnicity that are beating us in this race, this is what they're doing, and they take care of their own. You understand what I'm saying? We have to do the same thing. We have an obligation to do the same thing, Israel, family. This is what we have to do. All right. So, anyway, what I'm saying is it's possible. We could do it. We just got to stop asking for handouts, and we got to start building for ourselves. Men, we have a responsibility to the sisters in our community, to our wives, our mothers, our daughters, our aunts, our cousins, everybody in the community. We have to be at the forefront in order for us to be able to strike the match, light the way. You feel what I'm saying? We have to provide for the community, protect the community, lead the community, guard the community, sustain the community. We have the obligation to do these things. So we have to step up to the front line, and we have to start taking things into our own hands. And we need the women to support us 1,000%, because we are getting killed out there for doing this. This is not a time to be divided. This is not a time to be arguing over minuscule things. This is the time for us to come together and actually create our own Wakanda, our own slice of breathing room, so we can have a community to sustain ourselves, family. It's possible. It's happening right now. But how many of y'all are getting involved? So those of you who are interested in joining Kingdom Harbinger Ministries, email us at kingdomharbinger@gmail.com. Put membership in the subject line, and we will chat. Our next members meeting is coming up soon, so you'll have time to get in onto that. And we're going to do a PowerPoint presentation for y'all to show y'all what we're about. A lot of the principles that we stand on, our mission statement, we're going to make sure we lay it out for y'all. We're going to show you the vision, let you know the provisions that we accumulate in order to get there, and understand the three major principles. Three major principles: restoring culture, establishing a community, and implementing autonomy. And that is what we're about, family. And this is no longer a fantasy. This is a actuality. Reality just means you're aware. Actuality is you taking that awareness and you're doing something with it. That's how we're functioning. That's how we're working. That's how we operate. All right. So with that, if y'all have any quick questions, let me go ahead and take maybe 2 or 3 questions. And then after that, I'm going to get off of here because it's getting late. So shout out to the Black Av 1 for the donation. I appreciate that. Thank you so much for that. I got to talk with my admin real quick so we can get this 6K giveaway done and out there for y'all. But the movie tickets, again, the next live stream session. I don't know if I'm going to do it while I'm in New York. I'll say that much. I'm going to do it while I'm in New York. I'm going to be in New York for the next 4 or 5 days. All right. So I need y'all to subscribe to Kingdom Harbinger Ministries. Click on that notification bell when we go live. So that way you guys can get a chance to get these free movie tickets or this giveaway. Now, I don't want the same person to get both items, right? I want to keep it fair. So you're only going to win either or. And it's only going to be the people that is in the chat that day or that night. You know, we get down late at night. So those who are in the chat late at night on the next live stream will be people that are going to be partaking at 6K. So again, hit the thumbs up. Let's like this video. Hit the thumbs up, family. Subscribe. All right. And wait for the new session that's coming out. You know, when that new session comes out, then you guys can actually partake in that, because I want to give back to the people that's been supporting this channel for the longest. All right. So make sure you'll get that. All right. Yes, Aliza, I remember your questions. I didn't forget them. I started responding, but I didn't get to finish the third question yet. So I did not forget. So I'm definitely going to get back to it. Eric, no, we're not in Greensboro yet. We're starting something in Charlotte, though. We have several points of contact in Charlotte, and we're trying to get that chapter up and running. But we're not in Greensboro yet. But that can definitely change. All right. True Israel. Well, Yesha Moore, yeah, if you got a song idea, that's great. Definitely email it to me and I'll play it on here. My brother Malak Lorenzo Amadis, he's not on here now, but that brother makes a lot of good music. So go and check that brother out on Facebook as well as his YouTube channel. All right. All right. Marcus Camera said, how do we successfully integrate the Hebraic West African culture into the Hebrew movement with the least resistance from those that are dogmatic in their approach? Man, Marcus, bro, you asked an excellent question. I could tell you watch a lot of Kingdom Harbinger Ministries material because you asked an excellent question, right? How do we successfully integrate the Hebraic West African culture into the Hebrew movement with the least resistance from those that are dogmatic in their approach? The only way that you will be able to have the least resistance from those who are religiously dogmatic is using diplomacy and tact. You have to first understand that you're not going to be able to please everybody. And this type of approach is not for everybody. All right. It's only for a remnant of people. All right. So when you follow this YouTube channel, you'll see I teach on this all the time, right? About restoring culture. And that's to do with the ancient pre-Israelite culture, which we see has been culturally diffused into several West African tribes. And we go back and study these tribes so that we can reconstruct some of these ancient Israelite customs and integrate that into how we perform the mitzvot and in totality be able to own our own culture. We don't have a shared experience with the Ashkenazim. We don't have a shared experience with the Sephardim. We don't have a shared experience with the Mizrahadim. Our shared experience is more with our Israelite brothers and sisters that are on the west coast of Africa. So that is where we have to look to be able to find out how to restore our culture, right? The elements of our culture that were lost due to captivity. But you have to use diplomacy and you have to use tact. And diplomacy and tact is very important because if you are not skilled in this, it's going to be very difficult for you to work with those who have differences of opinion, and that's fine. So I would say the best thing to do is incrementally release this type of information in pockets, right? So that way we can expose people to it. And then hopefully over time, those who are receptive to it can wake up out of this religious coma and be able to get on board so we can become autonomous and patronize each other. The objective is to create a network so that way we don't have to go outside of us to get anything. All right. And we've been doing this for a while and we want to bring it to the next level. So a lot of stuff is going to materialize even more so this year. I'm going to start recording more of this stuff that we're doing in the community. Like I said, if you go to Facebook, you'll see a lot of the stuff that I record and put out there. But definitely follow us this year, and you'll be able to see all of the tremendous work that we're doing for you guys. We're doing this for you guys. It's not for me. It's not for KHM. We're doing it for the family, because this is our obligation. Leaders leave behind good examples. That's what we do. We're the chief servants. We're the first ones out there, putting in the work, and paving a path for people to come behind that and actually do greater than us. We have to be able to celebrate people who are advancing, and in doing so, we'll be more of us in a selfless state, and in supporting them, we'll be able to actually push them forward. So when they get to where they need to go, they can pull us forward as well. But again, you're always going to face resistance, especially when something is unique, and something is different and is misunderstood. So a lot of things that I share sometimes gets misunderstood. It's unfortunate, but it gets misunderstood. But what I would say is the people that do get it, the degree of enlightenment that the Most High reveals to them is astounding, because they'll take something that I've shared or that I've taught, and they'll do something wonderful with it. And I'll give a quick shout out to Sister Mora Aliza that's in the chat. She came out to a lecture that I did pertaining to the ancient pre-Israelite menological model, right, having to do with the calendar. And I've taught on 3 different occasions, 3 parts of that lecture. And after she watched it, she's a teacher by trade, and she teaches children. She took that information and I don't want to say the word weaponized, because that may sound kind of strange to some people, but it was a weapon that fought against a cloud of ignorance, right? It fought against this ethereal entity of ignorance. And what she was able to do was take this model and break it down for children, and be able to create a calendar so that people all over can actually follow this. You know what I'm saying? And children can identify with the 6 major points: the sun, moon, stars, the weather, animal migrations, mating, and as well as the crops, and be able to see these things in your environment, and children can identify with it. You understand what I'm saying? All because the objective was to restore something in our culture that was lost, and do so in a format that those who are trying to go back to it can identify with. And then, another brother picked up on the pre-Israelite thing, and it was like, wow, man, this is profound. And he started doing great things with it. So I push these people. Like, I see what they're doing. I support what they're doing. And all I'm doing is taking my torch and I'm lighting theirs. That's all. I'm taking my torch and I'm lighting theirs. So they can take that same flame and they can go and do something great with it. So hopefully the sister doesn't mind me giving her a quick shout out, but I'm just using her as an example that when people get this type of information, they start to do great things with it, and they can influence people that some of us may not be able to influence, and vice versa. So when you say least resistance, you have to be able to assess who is opposing what we're doing, finding common ground, and starting a conversation off with common ground first, and then working your way into the differences and being able to show them the immediate benefits and adopting this position in regards to restoring their culture. You know what I'm saying? And what we teach in Kingdom Harvard Ministries and what we put forth, it is very rare to find anything like this anywhere in the Israelite community. You just won't find it there, because our objective is to do something much different. It goes against the status quo, and that's why me and a lot of people that's part of KHM that put this information out, we get scrutinized, we get critiqued. You know what I'm saying? And people make these false allegations and stuff like that and try to discredit us because they're unfamiliar with it. And there's a degree of uncertainty when there's an unknown variable. You don't know what to do with it. It's like, so you attack it. So that way you don't have to be faced with the reality of actually confronting it for what it is. So truth should transform you. You should not try to transform truth. Truth should transform you. If you catch yourself trying to transform truth, it's a problem. But if you see that truth is transforming you, you're on the right track. Keep that in mind, family. Keep that in mind. All right. I don't know what y'all talking about in this chat. But I think this might be something that was shared in Facebook when we was talking about this subject matter on fornication. So I'm gonna save that for another time. I mean, y'all stay turning up in this chat, man. Really interesting. He said wilding indeed. All right. So I'm gonna go. Shout out to Choo Choo Productions. That breaks things down. Oh, shout out to Choo Choo Productions. That sister, I seen her do performances for GOCC. I actually watch her channel. I'm subscribed to her channel. I've seen a lot of the performances. That sister can act, man. She's a great actress. And I don't know how much production she does on top of her. So I know she coordinates performances and stuff like that. But I would definitely like to do some work with that sister for live performances, for like plays and stuff like that, because she has great work. So go check out that sister Choo Choo Productions as well. So with that, I'm gonna go, and I'm gonna go because I'm not gonna. I need to get a nap at least before I get on this flight. Y'all pray for me that I have a safe trip out to New York. And be able to take care of that emergency that I have to handle while I'm out there. I'm working on material that you're requesting, Choo Choo, but I'm gonna get into that. But when I get to New York, I'm gonna stay focused on the emergency at hand, but I'm also gonna try to stay productive. Like I said, I want to do these live streams so that way y'all can get your movie tickets. That way y'all can get your survival kit. And again, help us get another 1,000 subscribers, and we're gonna have an even bigger session. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, the one I'm trying to get to is a 10K one, but one where we're actually, you know, KHM as a group will be able to fly out to your location and assist you with getting some community things off the ground. That's the one I'm really waiting on. But let's share these videos, get this information out to the community, let them know that we're really trying to really get this thing popping, man. Like we're not waiting on nobody to come and do it for us. You know what I'm saying? We're looking for people who are ready to get this thing on and going, man. And most of y'all that's in the chat, almost all of you in the chat, y'all with it. Okay, y'all know what it is. No, Jay Lotto, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. I'm past that at this point. And Shield Squad, by the way, is having some difficulties. G-Man left Shield Squad, and Shield Squad is having some internal conflicts and all of that. So my thing is, I'm not going to glory in their troubles or their issues, right? And the reason why is because, you know, the text tells us not to. Because if our enemy is being destroyed by the hands of Yah, and we, you know, we glory in it and we celebrate it, he's going to turn his attention away from them and he's going to turn it towards us. Him taking care of those who oppose you is a testament of what's in your character, right? So when we know that we have truth and Yah fights on our behalf, when Yah deals with those who oppose us, we don't have to glory in that, right? We can just enjoy the fact that Yah has us on the right track, and those who are coming against us is not fighting us, they're fighting him. All right. And this is how it is. So just keep that in mind, family. Be encouraged. Don't let nobody get you down. If somebody knocks you down, you get up and you keep fighting, no matter what it is. Don't let any, you know, adversary make you feel as if you are unequipped to deal with them. All right. The Most High is behind you. He's going to empower you. He's going to encourage you. You know what I'm saying? Your community is here and they got you, family. These Melakim that watch over us, you know, they also have your back. Understand that you're fighting with an army. You're not by yourself. And this is for somebody. All right. So let me go ahead and end off this session. I love you guys. I want to see everybody who's in here tonight. I want to see y'all in the next 2 sessions, or the next session that I do, so y'all can get this giveaway. Y'all can get these kits and all of that. Thank you to everybody that donated tonight. I appreciate that. Y'all go out to HCA and check out Black History Unplugged. I will not be there because I will be out of town. But my lecture, I still plan on doing it very soon once I get settled in the next 30 days or so. But like I said, we have a event coming up in March where we're going to be returning back to New York. And what we filmed there, that experience that we filmed there is going to help kick off the reality show. All right. So definitely stay tuned for what we're doing in March. It's a big deal. What's going down in March. Really, really big deal. All right. So family, y'all be safe. I love y'all. You know what I mean? Stay up, enjoy your Sabbath. Stay at peace, man. Stay at peace at all times. Stay at peace. And if you need some encouragement, just go back on Kingdom Harbinger Ministries. I have several videos up there. If you need encouragement, I have one in particular for those who feel that the odds are overwhelmingly against them here in our captivity. And I definitely don't just want to give you hope. I want to give you a plan, right? But before I can give you the plan, I got to show you the vision. And once I show you the vision and I give you the plan, now you add the provisions and you can get to where you need to go. And that's how we operate. You feel me? So I love you, family. Thank you for watching. Like I said, make sure you're here next session and share this video. Thumbs up it if you like it. And we'll meet again. All right. Peace, shalom, and BP, family. You know what it is.